way of analysing the business, which I think is highly underestimated, and not many softwares do it, and actually I don't know of any, because it's kind of a little bit difficult to work out on a software perspective, but you can do it manually, and obviously we've got a spreadsheet for that, because we've been focusing on that on some businesses, is that we always think we need to get the room busy, we need to get the stations busy, we need to get each hairdresser, each stylist busy. But sometimes if you look at it on a different perspective, which is the room occupancy or the station occupancy, then you get a different perspective on the business, and you can see the growth of the business in a different angle. So I'll give you an example. Many years ago, I was talking to someone who had 13 hair stations. And when we started looking at the staff, she had 4 staff members plus herself that were obviously generating money. And she was so stressed about recruitment. When we started analysing the occupancy of the chairs that were busy with the current team, it was quite low, because it just needed to generate perhaps, yes, more recruitment, but that extra person is going to come in to cover the holidays, cover the lunches, cover the days off of the other hairdressers, which means that you don't actually need to worry about the other 5 chairs that are a little bit redundant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then we revisited what can we do with those 5 chairs. We ended up cutting it in 4 chairs, where it was no point trying to focus on getting them busy. Let's get the chairs that are there really occupied with maximum occupancy with the hairdressers, and then take that space. She actually created a little beauty room for basic waxing and manicures, and did a really cool colour bar. And with that colour bar, she started kind of having a different connotation. Yes, he wasn't necessarily making the money on the colour bar, but she wasn't making the money in the first place with those 4 chairs anyway.
So but it just delivered a different aspect.
That's it.
Of her offering.
Of the customer journey, made her more into the colour specialist in the area, and really having that cool kind of vibe around that aspect of it.
I think actually we were talking about this about one of our other clients. Funny enough, it is another hairdresser, but this completely goes for beauty as well. But there's the current staff occupancy isn't enough to warrant the amount of people necessarily, all chairs that are there, and they're really lacking a reception area. So actually, like the first thing you say is, where can you borrow some space from? And actually you think, well, it's not a money earning area
in the reception,
but
it kind of is.
Beg to differ. Because reception is where it all happens, and actually you're not using it anyway. And so why not create that beautiful space for clients to feel when they come in. Of course it's helpful if you have a receptionist there, but we're not talking about that. But I like to get
although you can talk to us about it if you feel the need, for sure.
But you know there's so much you can do, and we over the years we've dealt with all sorts of people that have had areas that they could really develop into something that would really enhance the business. You're hanging on to an extra room sort of thing for no reason, when you could develop it into something completely different. So just another way of looking at things, like you said, and I can't remember whether you've actually said it this time or not, but that not a lot of software companies tend to give you that element.
It's very, very difficult on the software point of view, because somehow it doesn't seem to be a focus, and yet to me it's huge focus, because we always stressing about we need to get more recruitment, we need to get more this, we need to get more the hairdressers or the therapists busier. But actually, doing this exercise with someone who wanted to create, one of our members wanted to create a really beautiful light lounge, and she was going to take it from one of the room, and I'm like, ooh, be careful, because is that going to generate as much money as the room is generating? As it is. And that's where we started discussing, maybe we need to monitor what's going on in each room, because if you can't afford to leave to not have that extra room, I mean, at the beginning I was a little bit like, oh, but you are quite busy, so until I get the data, that actually that room is only 30% occupied, so we can't afford, and the others are 60% occupied. We can't afford to pick up those into the other rooms and actually make this a proper light lounge. Or we were talking to someone about a champagne bar at some point, isn't it, instead of the nail station.
Yeah, if it fits your business and
fits the vision that you have, where you want to take it, and then you have less stress about having to recruit for what you've set up maybe years ago.
Yeah.
That's not really where you want to be anymore. So analysing the room occupancy for me is actually a really interesting exercise, because a lot of time we talk to owners and they assume, isn't it?
Yeah.
This assuming that yes, that's working, yes, I'm busy, yes, loads, but actually figures, numbers, black and white, understanding of the percentages will allow you to make absolute clear decisions on where you can take the business further. Thank you for joining us. We really enjoy sharing our thoughts on various topics. If you have a burning question, simply comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button to keep up to date with each new episode.